Hey cruisers, I'm Sherry with CruiseTipsTV.com. Welcome back to Vlogtoberfest. What could be more fall than a pumpkin patch in California when it's almost 80 degrees? But that's just the way it is around here. Our pumpkin patches usually don't really bring like fall vibes. Now you'll see people walking around in sweaters, but you know they're all sweating and wondering, why didn't I just wear a t-shirt? It's super funny. Anyway, we are here to answer your cruise questions. So let's walk around the patch and talk about cruising for a bit. Our first question today comes from Blessed Candace. Looking at cruising Alaska, should we get an ocean view or balcony? I'm not sure if I would utilize the balcony much in the cold. Okay, this is an amazing question, Blessed Candace. Here's what surprises a lot of people about cruises to Alaska. It's not that cold. Now, sometimes it's cold. If it rains, it might be chilly. If you go really late in the season, or maybe like in April, it might be chilly. The mornings might be chilly. Glacier Day might be chilly, but the rest of the time, you might have really pleasant, normal weather that's around 70 degrees during the day. You could book an ocean view, but honestly, I wouldn't bother. Spend a little bit of extra money, go for the balcony if you can. I promise you will not regret the balcony, even if it's just for looking out during glacier viewing days or seeing the inside passage as you progress through. Alaska is one of the most scenic places to cruise. Just kind of during the day, you look outside, you're going to see little islands everywhere. You're going to see just pine-lined coastlines. It's going to be so beautiful, and you're going to be so glad you got the balcony. Book it. Our next question is from Ms. Daphne. Ms. Daphne says, I'm sailing out of NOLA on Carnival Valor in January. I know they change at the drop of a dime, but as of now, what are the COVID vaccine protocols and testing prior to cruising? Okay, Ms. Daphne, if you're fully vaccinated, there's really very little protocols left. All you have to do is upload your vaccine card and there's no testing. If you're unvaccinated, you need to take a test, but that can even be a basic self-test, and then you are free to cruise with just the test. Really, once you're on board, for the most part, everything is back to normal. Even the crew has stopped wearing masks. The passengers have stopped wearing masks. It really feels like the good old days. There may be some venues or occasions where there might be masking, or if there's some kind of an outbreak, you might find that there's masking too. But for now, it's pretty much back to normal. Poppy Johnson said, I'm going on my first Princess cruise and I've only ever been on Norwegian or Carnival. Is there a big difference? Poppy, yes. Princess is pretty different from Norwegian and Carnival. Princess can be classified as a premium cruise line with very traditional vibes. So on Princess, you're going to have, you know, a little bit more formal dining. I wouldn't say super formal because there will still be people who dress pretty casual, even though they have the Dine My Way concept too, which is kind of like anytime dining on Carnival. You're still going to feel like things are just a little bit more traditional on Princess, where on Norwegian, maybe you have you need to make reservations every single night for your dining, and you know, there's different dining venues and really different show times. Princess is pretty simple and traditional in the way that they do things. The entertainment's pretty traditional, and you're gonna find that on Norwegian and Carnival, the entertainment is a little bit more lively. It's a little bit more focused on fun in general. And on Princess too, you're going to have some specialty dining, but not as many specialty dining options as Norwegian. All right, next question is from Tammy Cravens. Tammy said, have you ever cruised on Norwegian Cruise Line? And if so, what was your experience like? Okay. So Tammy, Norwegian, I know we just sort of talked about this with our last question, but Norwegian is fun. So they're focused on freestyle cruising, and yes, we've cruised a lot with Norwegian. And what you can expect on Norwegian is lots of specialty dining. Their newer ships are extremely modern and beautiful. There's lots to do. They have Broadway style entertainment. They have lots of upcharge dining. So good, by the way. I highly recommend their dining. And you're gonna find cutting edge shows. Now, some of their shows are a little more geared towards an adult audience. So I think that's one thing I would be aware of, is some of the cruise lines are a little bit more PG, PG-13, but with Norwegian, I found some of them are a little bit more adult, so just be aware of that. If you're sailing on one of their newer ships, one thing that you're going to find is that they also have a lot of really great outdoor entertainment. So you're going to have things like golf carts, you're going to have water slides, you might have laser tag. There's just so many really cool options on Norwegians. All right, so I think you had another little question here, Tammy. The second half of your question was, what cruise line company would you recommend? Well, Tammy, we cruise with all of the major cruise lines and we love them all. So take our cruise line personality quiz. We know we talk about this a lot, but it's the best way to find out what cruise line is best for you because we can't really answer that question for you. All right, our last question today, we're gonna move somewhere a little bit less windy to answer. All right, our next question is from Adrian D. Hi, Adrian, it's so good to see you. Ooh, I do not like corn mazes. Can I just say that? They're scary, man. My son has been in there for like an hour, and I don't know when or if he's even coming out. All right, let's help Adrian with her Alaska cruise. Adrian said, I'm trying to decide if I want to do a land and sea, then southbound, or San Francisco northbound and spend time in San Francisco. Mom used to live there. Looks like she's just trying to decide. Okay, so, you know, this is a tough one, Adrian, because I think I understand what you're saying, but here's the light that I'd like to shed on Alaska. So I once talked to someone who's kind of an expert on Alaska cruise tours, and they said that if you're gonna do a land tour, so if you're gonna do a cruise tour, that they highly recommend that you do the land portion first and the cruise next. And the reason why is because the land portion is actually kind of exhausting and you can relax on the cruise. So Adrian, I'm not exactly sure what your plans are, but I hope that that helps you, and I hope that you can make a decision and go and honor your mom's memory in some way. All right, friends, it's getting windy, so we're gonna wrap this up, but thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope this is a little bit of a different scenery, something different from our studio today. Have a wonderful rest of your October. Drop us some comments below about your next cruise and where you're planning to go. And if you have any questions, you can certainly let us know. Until next time, friends, we'll see you on the high seas. Bye-bye.